I grew up in Stone Mountain, Georgia. And I grew up in a neighboring town called Lithonia, but Stone Mountain, Georgia is where my father, was where he started a church when I was about 2 years old. And Martin Luther King Jr., his I Have a Dream speech, he actually talks about Stone Mountain, because it was just known as a place where there was a lot of racism, a lot of prejudice, a lot of segregation. And so I grew up in a town in the 90s where, yes, we were leaving a lot of those scars behind us, but the reality is that those scars are never really lost. They're never really gone. And so a lot of that pain is still there. Um, there's a mountain, Stone Mountain, where you can actually see the burn marks from when they used to burn crosses on top of the mountain. And there is a sunrise service that happens every Easter. And for a long time, Black people were not allowed to be there because of segregation. But my father in the 90s was the first Black preacher to ever preach at the sunrise service on Easter morning. And I was the first Black singer to ever sing up there on the mountain, which for that service, which previously did not even allow Black people to be there. So it's always just been so special to me to celebrate Black history because to acknowledge who we are and who God has made us to be, we have to talk about where we've been, and we have to talk about how we got here. And of course, it's the Lord, and it's His grace in His hand on the lives of people like MLK and Rosa Parks. And it's one of my favorite humans of history to just talk about all the time is Sweet Ruby Bridges. It is the Lord's grace on their lives to have fought such terrible situations day to day. And even though it feels so far behind us, it's even the fights that my parents fought, in the 60s and 70s just to stay alive in these small towns and stuff like that. And so to live the life that we live now, it's so important that we look back and say okay, well, how did my people contribute to this? What did they have to sacrifice so that I can have the life that I have now? So I think it's really important that we talk about our history.